Welcome everyone. Sir HeroScape here today. Coming at you with a live streaming of the OST Season 4 finals between Ryguy and Earthling. Should be an exciting matchup. We've got a matchup of the... No, not undefeateds. They... Earthling is undefeated, and Ryguy was 5-1, and his only loss was to Earthling. So he can get some revenge. He has the opportunity to get some revenge here, and put himself at the top of the season for this last season. So let's take a look at the dashboard here. That's interesting. Why did that... Sorry, there was a part of my stream that wasn't working. Okay. Yeah, so here we are. We've got the standings. We've got Earthling and Ryguy in the finals here on OEA's version of Hydra. And it looks like the Earthling is logged in. I did just get confirmation from Ryguy that he's getting started up. So I think they're... They're in communication. They're just about to get started up. Sorry. Man, I've got a frog in my throat tonight. Sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't keep affecting things. But yeah, so this is the cheese event, right? The cheese event was, super high-level armies, really good play. And we have a Q9, Marku, Raylan, Mara Warriors, and 3 squads of Rats, which is Earthling's army, versus Nilfheim, Raylan, Marku, 2 squads of Greenscales, and Mara Warriors. So almost exactly the same setup, right, in the way that they operate. Obviously a little bit different, but you have the filler the same, the range, kind of filler range component with the Mara Warriors the same, the cheerleader Raylan the same. You've got your kind of your walling off screen, which is your Greenscales and your Rats, which are this sorry, not the same, but they kind of fill the same role, sort of. And then you've got your big kind of crux of your army, right? Q9 and Nilfheim. Sorry. Let me put this on mute really quick. All right, hopefully that doesn't keep coming back. So yeah, we've got hopefully a game. The Earthling is the only one logged in here, so let me see if I can get these guys chatted up. But my guess is, oh yeah, Ryguy, I know that he's starting to try and do live stream himself, so my guess is he's probably getting that underway, which is maybe taking a little bit of his time. So in the meantime, let me know if you have any questions about the matchup. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I think if I were to put my money on the matchup, gosh, I'd probably put it on Q9. Rats definitely struggle into Nilfheim because Nilfheim's special attack, right? And you've got the same Raylan Mar Warriors, Marku kind of component. So the only differences are between Q9 and Nilfheim, and then Rats and Greenscales. The reason why I think I give it to Q9 is because he's only got 2 squads of Greenscales, and both armies want to camp, right? They want to sit and camp, and they want to wall off engagements. They want to take pot shots and force you to come to them into their little aura, right? The problem with this matchup is that Q9 is better at forcing you to come to him, right? With range 8, he truly can sit here on this level 3 or on this level 2, and from range 8 hit anywhere on the map, basically. And so the issue that I think Ryguy is going to go, and I didn't watch the game that he already lost to him, so I'm not really sure exactly how that one played out, if it was close or if it was, very, not close, I guess. But the thing about this matchup is I think Q9 is just going to be able to hold out longer than Nilfheim will. Just because Q9 does stuff like that, right? Now, Nilfheim has a bigger one-shot attack, so it's possible that Ryguy might go for a ballsy fly-in and smash, Q9 for 6, try and do that a few times, because, Q9, 3 attacks a 3 into a 6 life 4 defense Nilfheim. You're just going to take a couple turns to kill Nilfheim. On the other hand, a 4 life 7 defense Q9, if you roll well with 1 or 2 attacks of 6, and you're able to get 3 or 4 skulls on each of those attacks, I'd say you have a pretty good shot at murking off a Q9, or at least getting him in a pretty rough spot. So, Nilfheim is definitely not out of the woods. He definitely has his opportunities to take this game, especially because Rats are just so good at locking things down. As long as, Earthling is putting order markers on Rats, and at least once per round, just to get them engaged and keep them active, I think he'll be okay. The problem with Rats is that you want them to stay in Raylan's aura, and you want them to be able to scatter, you want them to be able to get in the way. If you've got Nilfheim pinging at them, they can't scatter, and if you've got a ranged component shooting at you, it's a lot harder to go out because you have to stay in Raylan's aura. So there's definitely some aspects of this game are very intriguing. The downside, again, for Nilfheim is that at the end of the day, Q9 can force you to come to him by just taking shots from 8 range, 8 range, 8 range until you come to him. Okay, then you start, using your specials. So, really curious to see how they both decide to play this. I think it's going to be probably Q9 on this level 3 or this level 2. This level 2 gives him a little bit better vision. Being on a level 2 here, this is a pretty bad level 2 for Q9 because his shoulder pads block his vision. Being at this angle isn't horrible, but this is a pretty big, blocker. Being right in front here is pretty decent because you have vision across these angles and down through the middle, which is going to get you just about every shot that you want. And you don't have to worry too much about the road and engagements, simply because both armies are range, right? There's not very many opportunities where Greenscales are going to be wasted going up and engaging into Rats, and vice versa. Rats going in and engaging against Greenscales doesn't feel very likely, mainly because you're going outside of Raylan's aura. Now, that's a tactic you could use, but it's a timing thing, right? You want to time when you're going to go out and engage. For example, what you'll likely see is like a Nilfheim here or here or here. Probably here or here. I'm not sure he'll go all the way up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if Q9 sits here, you're going to see Nilfheim here or here. Well, okay. He's over on this side. But if you see Q9 here on this level 2 or this level 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, he's going to go there turn 1. Maybe there turn 2. But you're going to see Q9 here or here. Nilfheim's going to platform either here or here. There are reasons to go to the level 3 to get the height advantage, but then that feels pretty exposed, so it just depends on if you're going to take an order mark with Raylan or not. Raylan's best spot is just sitting in your start zone and covering this level 2 and this level 2, or these level 2s, so that Nilfheim and or Q9 can jump between them. So the level 3 feels pretty out of place, even if it is giving it extra defense. And again, being that close, rats could engage. So the thing that Nilfheim has to be most careful about is not getting engaged by rats. But again, even then, Q9's army, Earthling, doesn't necessarily want to send rats to engage Nilfheim if they're outside Raylan's aura, because then that's just free kills to Nilfheim. So I think there's going to be timing. There's going to be points at which he does do that, but it's going to be after he's cleared, I would say, 2 of the green scales. Because as soon as you clear 2 of the green scales, then you start to force some pretty awkward positioning spots within the Nilfheim army. And so then you can be using rat order markers to specifically engage green scales and lock up Nilfheim's attacks. And then he's spending too much time dealing with rats than he is with Q9. So I give the advantage Nilfheim, or sorry, not Nilfheim, Q9. I'm curious to see how Ryguy plays it with Nilfheim. Again, Nilfheim and green scales are good. Raylan, Marwars, they're all good. I'm still surprised. I'm still surprised it did as well as it did to get here. I felt like there was some really good armies that should have been able to beat this, but that's because I'm salty and I played him twice and he beat me both times, and I felt like I could have won. But I think if nothing else, this just proves just how good the dragons are. Nilfheim and Quahan in the past few V-Cheeses have just been extremely successful, right? So pretty excited about that because we get to see firsthand just how good Nilfheim is when he's only got 2 squads of green scales. Why is that feature not going? Okay. Anyway. Okay. Any questions in the chat? Any thoughts? We're just kind of waiting for them to set up here. Waiting for the action to start. Let me let's see. All right. Just waiting for the action to start. We got Wannock. We've got Dagmar. Honestly, those are my favorite glyphs. Wannock and Dagmar. I think if I were to pick 2 glyphs to play with on maps for the rest of my life, it'd be Wannock and Dagmar. I love those 2 glyphs. The main reason I love them is because it allows you to not worry about glyph grabbing turn 1 or turn 2 in a round. You can take your time, kind of slow roll up, take your positioning, wait for the right moment, make some attacks, and then kind of play the glyphs as needed, right? If you feel like the matchup is such that you can take Wannock, boom, go take Wannock. If you feel like the matchup is really going to benefit from an initiative switch, boom, you've got Dagmar, right? And so, Dagmar can be a very powerful glyph grab, right? And Wannock can too in the end game. And I really love how, you kind of have to wait throughout the round for its effects to kick in, but it can be a strong effect. Whereas some glyphs like move +2 or attack +1 or range +1 or whatever, like those are pretty strong glyphs because they're buffing your stat for the full round as long as you have access to that glyph. So they definitely force some attention, but it doesn't feel broken if on turn 1 you have a really speedy unit that can grab it, or turn 2 you're already with the movement +2 just overwhelming your opponent, right? So I'm actually kind of glad that this map ended up with Dagmar and Wannock, so it feels like there's a pretty even setup there. Okay. How are we looking here? So I was right about positioning. The difference with Ryguy's setup and Earthlings is that Ryguy has all his Moral Warriors forward. That's an interesting choice. Again, that would almost indicate that he's going to open like he did against me. If he opens Moral Warriors, I feel like that's a waste. Oh, unless you're assassinating Raylan. Ooh, maybe that's what he's going for. I could see that. I could see a play where you open Moral Warriors. Well, no, because Raylan on this map has no reason to develop. She can stay in the start zone. Could you still try and assassinate her, though? Maybe. This is a fast map. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. Yeah, with 6 movement, you're almost hitting the start zone. If he moves Raylan at all, that's an assassination attempt. Even if he doesn't move Raylan, you could still get onto these level 2s, into this level 3 up here, and blow her up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, not quite. You'd have to be on these level 2s and this level 3. But that's an interesting choice if he went that route. I probably wouldn't, but if you're running a disadvantage... Okay, no. Nope. I was totally wrong. And maybe it was more of a gamesmanship decision. Right? Try and psych out your opponent by going full Moral Warriors. Or Moral Warriors in the front of your start zone. Because, like, Earthling clearly wasn't going Moral Warriors. Or I wouldn't think he would with the way he positioned those, so... Huh. Yep, expected. I knew Nilfheim was going there. Q9 is going to go there. And this is just going to be a stare at each other from opposite sides and blast away type of game. Huh. If I'm Ryguy, since he has to take an order marker with rats, and the first 2 turns are probably rats, it might even be worth it if I'm Nilfheim to be a little ballsy, come to like this level 3 here, or here, and just start pot-shotting and cleaning out some rats. Because... No. Because if you fail those attacks, then rats just engage you. No. That's still a bad choice. It's only a bad choice if you can't cover it with green scales. But again, this is such a good platform for just Raylan to back it here. You almost just accept that this is going to be a Western, cowboy showdown, and accept it. Like sometimes playing standard, right? Playing the way you're expected to play in a matchup is still just the most consistent or best option, right? Whereas if you're playing like outside the box, sometimes it just ends up falling flat. Like for example, what I was saying, coming over to this level 3 and trying to murk some rats while he's developing them. Well, this one's outside Raylan's aura, these ones aren't, this one is. So the best you can do to get both would be like here. 1, 2, 3. No, you can't even get both there. Yeah, so like you're not getting 2 that are unprotected, right? You're getting unprotected, protected, protected, unprotected, right? So that's the best you're getting, is 1 unprotected. And even then, again, if you fail and he goes rats, he's just engaging your Nilfheim, unless you block with green scales. But then that's units outside of Raylan's aura, so you're basically giving up the potential for just being able to sit and be protected by Raylan for being a little over aggressive, and I don't think that's the play here. He might. It depends. A lot of it depends also on how their game went before. I'm not even sure what map they played on. I wonder if it shows the matchups. No. Oh wait. No, that just shows the current matchup. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to check. Oh, that's interesting. That's outside Raylan's aura. Because that position is outside Raylan's aura, I think that's a bad spot. Because now a rat, if I were a rat, I'd sure. He's only got 6 green scales. Why not take a hide attack and maybe get a 2v4? Right? And so that's a much smarter position there, absolutely. Like, again, you're exposing Nilfheim's forward to his rats, yeah. But his rats aren't protected by Raylan, so maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. This is a very curious matchup. I'm really curious. I would be really curious to know or see what they did in their first matchup together. How they fought against each other in that one. Because I bet a lot of the way that one played out will be impacting how this one plays out. Okay. So he's just developing rats, and he's actually being pretty aggressive with rats. He's not keeping a lot of them in the aura, which is interesting because he doesn't have a Raylan order marker. So it's almost like he's accepting. I don't know. That's weird. If I'm Ryguy, to just take the shots on those that are outside of our aura. Like, if I were Ryguy, I'd stay here and either I'd snap those two off or I'd jump here. Yeah, I'd jump probably here and shoot those two. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I get 2 shots on unprotected rats. Hyper aggressive. Wait, he's taking Dagmar on turn 2? Oh, okay, yeah, because he's got 2 on rats. Oh, so, and he showed his hand then. Oh, Ryguy's turn 3 is on Raylan. Interesting. Oh, wow. Whoa. That is hyper aggressive. Why would you do that when Q9 can go right here? Well, okay, if Q9's here, yeah, there's no way Q9's going to be able to see Raylan. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense then. Yeah. Yeah, because Q9 can't get to this level 2 until he moves here first. So he'll move there, but he can't see Raylan. Huh. Interesting. He could see Raylan if he moves here. But he has to move there. I'm not really sure if that matters, but... Yeah, there's no way that that Q9 has vision on Raylan. There's no way. No, they better not give it to him. There's absolutely no way. She's directly behind the tree. No. No vision. Which is interesting because I think because of that, he might be rethinking his position. He really wants to get attacks off at Raylan. But if he goes here, that's a really bad spot because you're on low ground and you don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, no. Nilfheim can't get there. Yeah, but he wants to get attacks on Raylan for sure. That's interesting. Yep. Okay. So instead of taking position, he'd rather get attacks up. That's a smart play. Honestly, a very hyper-aggressive play by Raylan. I don't know why he was so hyperly aggressive with Raylan unless he wanted to protect these level 3 hexes, but you don't need to protect both. If I were Ryguy, I would have developed Raylan here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Well, no, he could still, if he went here, he could still hit Raylan there. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, honestly, there weren't many great spots for her. So, you might as well, if you're going to get attacked anywhere. Yeah, and he's got range 8, so he could still technically hit you anywhere. So if you're going to do it, you might as well do it in a spot where you're going to get the most coverage. Interesting. Question is, what do you do with Nilfheim now, though? Both had their turn 3s. Q9 will, for sure will go here next round. And you can't block it if you're Ryguy. So you're kind of stuck there. And then he just blows up Raylan. I mean, that really bugs me a little bit because I feel like Raylan. It feels bad having your green scales all the way back here, but Raylan here can cover Nilfheim, who can hit Q10, Q9 from here. No. Actually, no. It makes a lot of sense because if you're the Q9 player, if he's going to sit here with Raylan and Nilfheim here, you don't come here to attack because he can return fire. So you sit back from 8 range and shoot him with 8 range until he's forced to develop Raylan. Okay. In fact, I bet that's probably how he beat him in that first matchup when Earthling beat Ryguy. I'd be interested to go back and see how those two games developed because it's possible that's why he made this hyper aggressive Raylan play was because he lost knowing he was sitting back trying to cover Written Elf when Q9 can literally sit back here from 8 and just take shots all day until you do something. That's a really interesting... Yeah, Ryguy definitely has a very tough position because of that. The Raylan play does help, though, because it forces attacks onto Raylan and not Nilfheimer Grainscales, and if she can survive long enough from height, at least in that position, then it allows Nilfheim to take these level 3s. Ooh. Yeah, take those level 3s and be here in a row. Ooh, I actually like this a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think if I'm Earthling, you block the double spaced level 3 here. Or engage Nilfheim. That too. You either force the disengage or you just force or you just block. I would have blocked. Here is basically a free kill. But it's effectively the same. You're forcing him to take a disengage or to attack and stay there. But I like blocking Nilfheim here. So I would still send a rat there. A rat, and then I'd still send a rat there so that even if he wants to disengage and go there to attack Q9, he can't. So I would have developed one up there. And then develop up one from the back. He's starting to get a little thinned out here. I think he needs to develop up one from the back. Engaging Raylan. Now, see, that's interesting to me. Because Raylan's not going to attack. She's not going to move. So, I'm not really sure. Oh, I guess if he's blocking a position here from Nilfheim, or here. I don't know. Still, that's not a great spot for Nilfheim anyway. I don't think when she can cover level 3, you would go on a level 2 there. If you were going to disengage with Nilfheim, you'd go to the level 3. So, I think that's a weird decision to engage Raylan with the rat there. But, we'll see. So rats are locking up Nilfheim. My guess is they're let's see. Well, he blanked twice, you know. You never know. It's always worth a shot. Attacking Raylan. If you can get a wound on Raylan. No. That's alright. You never know when those attacks of one will go through, so you always take them. Sorry, 1 second. I'm texting a guy who's new to the Heroescape scene coming to the tournament this weekend in Colombia for NHST. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Nilfheim green scales. Looks like he's thinking about what to do. Interesting. He did take the double disengage? And to that level 3? Well, okay, that kind of makes sense, because if you go here, you're just engaged anyway. I mean, if you're going to attack those rats, why would you... If you're just going to attack those rats anyway, why wouldn't you just stay and attack the rats? You're... That... No. No, if your plan is to attack the same rats that you just disengaged from, then you're better off engaging. Staying engaged, attacking those rats, and then filling in with green scales. That is so bizarre to me. What's so important about your third attack that you would take a disengage twice and then take a wound? And what are you going to do with your green scales? I guess try and wall off here? You're just going to get engaged again. You're getting closer to rats. But what are his order markers on? Rats? He's got rats on number 1. He does potentially have another order marker on rats. Still, though, I'm not sure I quite understand that play. Well, I guess if he was here, he only would have killed the one rat, and he'd still be engaged. And then more rats fill in. But he's gonna... Well, yeah, okay. No, I think that's still a decent... I mean, the dice definitely helped out his position. Because now he can kind of wall off with green scales. He can go a green scale here, here... I don't know. But even if he goes green scales like here, 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 all these rats can still engage 2 or 3 times with Nilfheim. So it feels a bit iffy. Feels a bit iffy. Then green scales on low ground. Why? If he has order markers on rats, that's basically inviting an attack down of 2 into 6. Now, obviously, you don't have good chances of killing those green scales, but if you can have height, you might as well have height. So throw a green scale up here on this level 2, protect the height from here, and then you're not giving up height here and here. And now you can still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can still get engaged 3 times by rats over on this side. Oh, but it's Q9. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so maybe he's being hyper-aggressive with green scales to try and engage Q9? I don't know. Seems weird. There's not a good spot to engage Q9, even if Q9 moves here or here. Well, I mean, yeah, your green scale here could move up there. And because it's on Q9... Q9 doesn't want to get close where a Nilfheim could try and take a whack of 6 and stay in Raylan's aura. So I think Q9 actually has to back up. Well, no. He's still in a pretty good, decent spot. He doesn't have to. He can still target down Raylan, because Nilfheim... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Nilfheim would be outside Raylan's aura if he tried to engage Q9, but do you even give him that option? Do you even give the Nilfheim army the option of engaging? Or do you just avoid it entirely? That is the question. What are they checking? Don't tell me you're checking sight from Raylan to Nilfheim. She absolutely can see Nilfheim. Well, I mean, and if you're checking line of sight from Q9 to Raylan, oh, I mean that's even a better angle. You for sure can see Raylan from there. Absolutely. Yeah, I think he's making the right play. It doesn't feel good to run away because, you know, so what, right? He's going to be able to reach you anywhere with either of his attacks. It does invite a Nilfheim play, but he knows he can't bank on a one-shot in Q9, so even Nilfheim running in would be bad to try and smack Q9. Wow, 3 for 3 on Raylan. Oof, feels bad. She's only got 2 life left. Oh, 1 life left. Oh, that's abysmal. You need her lasting at least 2 rounds. Oh no, she's dead. She's totally dead. You can't survive a 2 for 3 on the last life. Yeah. Dang, that's so big. Wow. See, now you do have to be hyper aggressive if you're Nilfheim. Now he's invited you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 100%. Now is the play where you go here, you smack Q9 for 6, and hope for the best. Yep, exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can't get there. He has to be there. Yeah, but now that Raylan's dead, that is the play. And then you get green scales here and here, and just try to kill some rats. But 100%, this is that wouldn't be the play, in my opinion, if Raylan survives. Then you can still play a little cagey, keep back, use your special attack to clean out rats. But with her going down, that's your best shot, and it's 4 out of 6. Oh my gosh. Let's go. 9 defense. Oh, that's so disgusting. 7 for 9? Ah, on defense? Oh my gosh. Golly. Wow. Oh man. When you roll 4 out of 6 skulls, that feels pretty good to at least get a wound or 2 on Q9, even with 9 defense, because statistically he's supposed to be throwing 3 shields, sure, yeah, but you kind of expect 2, right? 2, 3 shields, you're still going to get a wound or 2, right? But man, then he went and rolled 7. Golly. 7 shields. That's out of 9. Ah, that's crazy. I've seen some high rolls on shields. Like if you're rolling 7, 8 dice, like I've seen, 4 or 5 shields, right? I don't know if I've ever seen 7 shields, especially when it's out of 9. Golly, that's bonkers, man. But the way this system works, and this isn't true because it's my own personal belief, but the way this system works, honestly, is I truly do believe the online system, the variance corrects itself, or at least that's how I like to justify good and bad rolls. Is when it comes to the system anyway. When I'm rolling in live, real life, like whatever. But when I have it trackable, like this on a system, I always. I say to myself, okay, well, this is the system equalizing itself. So right now, it just rolled 7 out of 9 shields, so I fully anticipate the system correcting itself for that egregious error. And I anticipate Earthling getting some pretty bad defensive rolls here, because it's going to want to normalize the probability. At least that's me. I don't, there's nothing true or confirmed about that, but the more I play this online format, the more I like to think that that's actually the case, because it seems to be the case when I'm rolling really well. The system likes to bring it back down to the mean, but that's more me just complaining than it is anything, to be honest. Okay, turn 3 on Q9. Is he considering a disengage? No. What does that really gain you? He's still going to disengage to try and get an attack on Q9. So the only reason you would disengage is if you disengaged to force him to disengage as well from your rat, So, because the rat's here. So if you go Q9 and you drop him like here, then the only spots that Nilfheim can go are here or here. And so if you force him to disengage from the rat, and then force him to engage you by engaging 4 other figures, you're a lot better off, because then the next turn you can disengage again, and now he's engaged with 4 figures, right? So there is, like, some people think, well, I'm engaged, even if I disengage you can't come get me. Fair point, that's true. But there's an argument to be said that if you disengage now with Q9 here, you shoot, maybe do a wound or 2, you force him to take a disengage from the rat, to come here or here. Here he gets engaged with 4 figures, here he gets engaged with 2, and then you could disengage again, and force him to disengage again, right? And you're the one with 9 defense. He's the one with 4 defense. So, it feels bad with Q9, but I kind of think that's the play. Okay, so he's deciding not to. I think he wants to stay away from green scale turns. I think that's what he's doing. Oh, yeah, of course that's what he's doing, because Q9 was here. Q9 was here, so green scales were going to come up around this way, but that feels weird. You could only get 1 engaged, so why'd he send 3? That's really weird. If I were him, I would have tried to get green scales up here. No, because then if you attack rats, they just scatter into engagements with Nilfheim. So no, that's definitely not the play. Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's going to do with green scales. The rats are in positions well enough that you can't get to Q9 very well. Yeah, man, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how he decides to play green scales, because green scales killing rats feels bad. Because even if they kill the rats, then you've got all these rats in the start zone that can then just scatter into engagements with Nilfheim, and then you'll definitely see a disengage by Q9, because then you disengage with Q9, and then you've left Nilfheim with 4 or 5 engagements. Yeah, I think Ryguy's gonna bite the dust here pretty soon. Raylan going down that early, it's tough. You're getting 4 defense and 5 life. You kind of hope or expect her to live, I would say, 2 more turns. She had some pretty bad blanks there. I think I would have expected 2 more turns. She died early enough that it's really become a problem, and it's forced Ryguy to play hyperly aggressive here. By playing hyperly aggressive, though, that's the only way you get back into it with Raylan dead. So, he's making the right play, and he just has to hope that Q9 can whiff a couple times for him, or roll a bunch of skulls. They don't always have to whiff to do damage, right? But you have to roll well enough to do damage. And he's still in Dagmar, and this is turn 3. Did Ryguy lose? Yeah? Oh no. Yeah, Ryguy lost initiative. So Ryguy, he's still got 1 turn, but there's a rat sitting on Dagmar, so that sucks. Because you're not going to take... Oh, excuse me. Wow. Because you're not going to take that rat off that glyph anytime soon. I'm honestly curious if they're going to opt for a GG as soon as Q9 or Nilfheim dies. Because the rest of their armies are so the same. Mar Warriors, rats, or Mar Warriors, Green Scales, Markus. Like, I'm honestly curious if they're going to bother playing that out. Oh no, he takes 2 early wounds. Or no. Well, yeah, I just called it. 2 early wounds. Yeah, 2 out of 3. Ugh. 2 for 3, 2 for 3. That's just tough. You really need Q9 to be rolling 1 for 3, 1 for 3. That 2 out of 3 just bites. Already at half life with Nilfheim, and he hasn't done any damage. What he needs is an attack of 6 to just blow up Q9 for a few wounds, and then he needs to win initiative. Even with the glyph, he needs to find a way to win initiative. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeez. A double disengage when you've got 3 life left? My friend, your only way to win this game is by attacks of 6 into Q9. When you're on turn 3 and you have to, everything has to go your way to get the initiative switch. Oh, okay. I see what he's doing. He wants to kill the rat on Dagmar? That's not a guarantee. I don't know. 1 life on Nilfheim. Losing a life on Nilfheim to trade for potentially 1 rat on Dagmar, I don't know if that's worth it. I understand the play because then he wants to start the next round by attacking Q9 with a 6 attack Nilfheim again, but gosh, that doesn't... Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting play. Interesting play. Okay, so he cleared the Dagmar rat, cleared the rat blocking the green scales, and now engages with green scales. Okay, well maybe this is why I lost. Maybe this is why I lost. That said, those attacks had to go through for that to work. And so, again, when you're talking about making the best play to, like, he's behind, so what's the best play to make to get him into the, you know, the right position to win the game? Everything has to go your way, right? And so his plan was, okay, if everything's going to go my way, I need to disengage, take only 1 wound at most, kill off a Dagmar, kill the road blocker, engage with green scales, win initiative. Honestly, he should take the Dagmar glyph with the last green scale. Whoa, 2 wounds into Raylan? Nice. That's awesome. A cool 5 out of 9 shields. My gosh. Jeez. Oh, man. I'm not sure why he moved that green scale here. I think that's much more valuable to have thrown a green scale onto Dagmar after taking him off of it, because then you start the next round with Nilfheim and your green scales. Because if he wins initiative, then he just goes Q9 to clear the green scales. And then you're running out of green scales already, because you only have 2 squads. Interesting. 2 life Nilfheim. Really interesting. Yeah, and see, again, because you didn't grab Dagmar with the green scale, you're looking at a situation where if Earthling wins initiative, the play is not Q9, the play is rats. You go rats with your order marker. Because rats can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can literally get 4 engaged with Nilfheim. And that's what I would do. 100%. I'd say, sweet, I'm going to get, you know, any of these. Oh, well, yeah, any of them, really. Not these 2, but any of this one, this one, this one. Whoa. Uh-oh. Hopefully someone controls these and puts that back. That's not good. Someone just moved the whole board. What are they doing? Okay, there you go. So, this is very curious. So if he wins initiative, Earthling should be going, regardless of if he wins initiative, I think he needs to be going rats. Because if he loses initiative and Nilfheim starts, you know, chipping away at things, you still want the rats to engage Nilfheim. If he wins initiative, it's even better because he gets a height attack on Nilfheim and he gets same level. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You engage on these 4 spots. Yeah, if I were Ryguy, that last green scale would have grabbed Dagmar to make sure that Nilfheim isn't caught on low ground and to make sure that you can get to spots where you can hit Q9. Now you're leaving it up to 50-50 shot. Well, not 50-50, I don't know what that is, but interesting. I mean, he's making risky plays. Everything has to go your way, right? So if he values the development of this green scale more, so he can keep engagements on Q9, then so be it. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm curious. Both have set their Ordamakas. 2-life Nilfheim, though, man. If Earthling goes rats, I could see the rats totally killing him. Rats, you're going to get 1 rat on height on Nilfheim here. You're going to get 2 same level and then a same level here. I mean, with 4 defense, you know, he feels pretty bad. Rats could totally finish you off with only 2 life left. That said, if Ryguy wins initiative, then he's feeling okay. Then he's feeling alright about life. Oh, Earthling with a 19. Oh, interesting. He throws an order marker on Marvel Warriors. Maybe that's a safety. Order marker on Marku. I like it. Oh, 1 for 5. I mean, he made the play because he wanted to kill Nilfheim. That's still not your win condition. Your win condition is order marker on rats and just engage Nilfheim. Now Nilfheim can still disengage, and it's only 1 disengagement. Whereas if you engage him with 4 rats, then he's stuck there forever. So as funny and spicy as that was with the Marku order marker, that's not the play. I don't think that's the play. But Ryguy's got some decisions to make now. He knows the Marku order marker's gone, and he knows that there's 2 on Q9 and 1 on Mara Warriors, but Mara Warriors just feels... Okay, now why are you going there? Why wouldn't you take height? Well, because the rats are blocking his height. Rats are blocking height. Hey, can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. Okay. Yeah, and he can't go there. Actually, honestly, yeah, these 2 rats are in a really good spot because otherwise Nilfheim would be going here or here and shooting Q9. But, man, what an interesting game. Ryguy's hand has been forced extremely aggressive. Wow, 0 for 4. Dang. Well, he's heating up. He's saving his big attacks for... 0 for 4? Well, there's a 3 for 4, and it's on Raylan. Ooh, 1 life left. If he knocks out Raylan, and he keeps Q9 engaged with those green scales, then he's feeling pretty good. He really wanted to kill this rat, though. I think he targeted that rat. I think it was this rat and that rat. Because targeting this rat and clearing this rat up allows for green scales to come in here. He could still come in here, though. Yeah, okay, exactly. Yeah, I was going to say, you finish off Raylan, get an attack of 3 into 4, and then 3 into 3. You got 1 life left, you kill Raylan? Man. Then it gets interesting, because Q9, with only 4 life, it's a lot tougher to disengage with Q9, because so much of his value is his crazy high defense, but low life, right? He's got 4 life, but 7 defense, so you basically count on him never to take wounds, right? So by disengaging with Q9 and giving up potentially free wounds, it actually feels worse than Nilfheim. Because Nilfheim's value is in his mobility and ability to attack multiple targets. Q9's value is in his ability to attack multiple targets, but his stoutness, his ability to just soak damage. So if you give free opportunities for damage, it hurts a lot more than Nilfheim, which is why Ryguy has been so hyperly aggressive with his disengages, which honestly is working out really well. Like, I think it's been a smart play. And I'm impressed. I mean, it's worked out. Obviously, If, Earthling got a few of those disengages more, Nilfheim would be sitting doing nothing. But that's why it's a 50-50, and that's why disengage is such a valuable play. All right, 1 into 3, and then 3 into 3. Let's go. Kill Raylan and make this interesting. You kill Raylan on this attack, you make this roll. Let's go. This is a game. This is a game, my friends. I mean, with Raylan off the board, even Moral Warriors, like, I was going to say, okay, 2 out of 3, but 4 out of 7. Golly. He started off rolling 7 out of 9, then he rolled 5 out of 9, and now he rolled 4 out of 7. Oh, man. Does Q9 take a double disengage to take height on Nilfheim, though? I would. I absolutely would. So you take these 2 disengages and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you go 3 attacks of 3 into defense 4. He's only got 2 life left on Nilfheim. Just blow him up. Now that Raylan's gone, you just play gutsy. It feels bad for him, but if you stay there and you don't disengage, then you're stuck there killing Greenscales and not Nilfheim. And if Q9's off the board, it's game over. Because even if Nilfheim has 1 life left, just like in my game against him, a 1 life Nilfheim cleaned up, just so much of my army. And he can do that again here. So he's got some decisions. If he disengages, where does he go? For me, the play going here. Oh. Okay. See. Yeah, see, I don't like that. You're limiting engagements to only 2 engagements, so that's fair. But here, you're gaining height. Nilfheim can't take height, so Nilfheim attacks up. You're engaging Nilfheim. So Nilfheim only gets 1 attack on you. I don't know. Yeah. Well, and Greenscales are going to have a harder time engaging. Yeah, they can't come this way. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think I would have tried, or even... Oh, 0 for 3, 1 for 3, 0 for 3. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Okay, I think advantage Ryguy. He got 2 disengages on Q9, and Q9 I felt like that's not the position you want to be in. Because you're on the low ground still. I think if you're on the high ground, I just feel like it's a better position. And even if you didn't want to take 3 attacks of 3, you could have gone for 1 attack of 5. Into defense 4. Finish off Nilfheim. I don't know. It's tough decisions because the thing is going here allows Greenscales to engage, but going here also engages Nilfheim, which means that if Nilfheim wants to run away, it's a disengage. So if you go here and get 1 wound, either on an attack of 5v4 or 3 attacks of 3 into 4, which, he blanked on anyway. But even if you get 1 wound, then you force a disengage. Or if you get 1 wound, then he doesn't want to disengage. And if he attacks up, then he's attacking up. So I don't particularly like this because Nilfheim is still unengaged. So if he wants to, he can engage here and attack it big if he wants to. But he doesn't have to now. Now he can stay here and just take a shot of, 1 shot of 4. He can clear out some rats. And then he can engage his Greenscales here. And no, he can't get here actually. Okay, that's interesting. No, I think if you're Nilfheim, you don't engage here. If you're Nilfheim, I think you take the shot. And then you clear this Moral Warrior. Interesting. No, if I think you clear. Oh, I've actually I have actually misrepresented Earthling's decision here, egregiously. This is actually a very good position. I didn't realize the rat here was blocking this here. That's actually a much better position than I thought. Because look at the way that his movements have to go. He was here, and Nilfheim can engage, but the engagements here and here have to be by a disengage from this rat here, or disengage from this Mar Warrior here and here. So Earthling has put Ryguy in a tough position where Ryguy has to clear these guys first before he can engage. Which honestly, that's the play. I don't think you take a shot at Nilfheim this round, or this turn. I don't think you take a shot at or at Q9. I think you take height on level 2, and you clear this Mar Warrior and this rat. Huh. So I guess he doesn't want any attacks on Nilfheim? I mean, interesting. So you just want to clear rats? I mean, the whole point of making this play and being hyper aggressive. Okay, now I'm a little confused. Like, I get he wants to clear rats, but those rats are not the problem at all. Like, if you want, like, clear this rat, and you can now engage here. Oh, no, Ryan. Man, I'm still an idiot. This rat is still a problem. See, and with those rolls, absolutely he should have stayed here, right, and cleared these rats here. So he just killed all 3 rats. It feels good, but those rats weren't doing anything. These are all the problematic rats. Q9 can just jump over here and take shots at you. Like Q9 could go here. Good. I was going to say, you block that spot. Okay. Interesting. I see what he's doing. Yep. So he's basically plugging. Okay. Interesting. So, yep. I like this play then, actually. This is very, very cool. I wasn't sure. I mean, he was moving away, not to, like, his goal wasn't to kill the rats. He killed the rats because they were an attack of opportunity. Meaning, because they were within range, he could kill them. What he was doing was retreating with Nilfheim so that he couldn't get attacks from Q9, and then he engaged with Greenscale so that Q9 couldn't come after Nilfheim. So he's not engaging Q9, but he's still forcing Q9 to attack the Greenscales who are just sitting here. So yes, the Greenscales can't engage Q9, but effectively they are because Q9 can't get out to shoot at Nilfheim. Very, very interesting. I really like that. Really well done. Really, really well done. That was a really good... The sequence of these plays has been really good. The Q9 disengages, I knew that turn he had to disengage. Moving there, I somehow didn't, in my mind, compute that these rats were blocking all engagements into that position. So the only play would be Nilfheim to engage. But Nilfheim engaging there just invites attacks from Q9. So Ryguy's just delaying those attacks by retreating, clearing up a few rats, engaging with Greenscales, forcing shots on Greenscales, and then he'll come back in and start taking some shots on these guys so that he can engage with Greenscales. And then he allowed himself to develop the back Greenscales. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh man, but Q9 is just throwing fire right now. 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. Oof. 1 out of 3. Nice block. You needed that. Now you're guaranteed pretty much not to lose an order marker. Yeah, Nilfheim's got to come in. Got to come back in. But I would go... Yeah, that's the best spot you can go, honestly. You can't be on a level 2. Unless you want to be on a level 2 to clear out these engagements. Because he still can't engage Q9 anywhere. He still has to clear this Mara Warrior, this Mara Warrior, and then he can go here. He can get one engagement on Q9. So he could go here, attack Mara Warrior, attack Mara Warrior, attack Q9. Then this one can... 1, 2... Oh no, he still can't. Golly, this is a really tough position for Ryguy, actually. Because he can't get green scales engaged. Look at what he has to clear. Even if he clears this Mara Warrior and this Mara Warrior, this green scale 1, 2, 3, pretend these guys are gone. He can't go here, he can't go here, because then he'd disengage going there. Oh, man. So he's really got his work cut out for him. So Ryguy has to basically clear this, like, at least 3 of any of these combination figures. So, like, these 3 figures, or if he goes Mara Warrior, Mara Warrior, Mara Warrior, that's his best chance. Because then he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. I guess he figures this is his best shot at clearing, but those are the lowest defense. I would have gone here and gotten 4v3s to try and get this one in, but these are all defense 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess he figures he's got this one. 3, 3, 1. Ooh, that's good. 3. Ooh, that's good, but you need that one. Darn. Okay. You needed that guy to be able to get disengaged. Or, unengaged. 1, 2. Ooh, Dagmar. Big order marker because he lost initiative. Holy freak, that's huge. Oh, man. That is a big play. Bagelgon, welcome to the stream. Hello. That is a really big play. Yeah. 2 for 2 on a Mara Warrior. Wow. 0 for 3. 1 for 2. Another blank. I feel another blank coming on. Ooh, close. Still, now he can win initiative, get 1 green scale engaged. Whoa. And because he's lost 2 Mara Warriors, even his endgame state with the Mara Warriors is looking really good. Wow. Yeah, Ryguy's looking really good for next round. And he's got a safe green scale, so even if he loses initiative somehow, and he loses all 3 of these green scales, he's not going to lose this one. Whoa. Man, yeah, Ryguy has... Even if he, like, loses initiative, loses all his figures, even if he loses this game, up to this point, this has been a masterclass of playing Nilfheim. I'm not going to lie. I have to tip my hat off to losing to him, twice this season, because he's played this army masterfully into Q9 Rats Raylan. I actually felt like the Q9 army was much more superior, but after he lost his Raylan, it kind of forced his hand. And so he had to play hyper aggressive and just kind of balls to the walls, disengage here, there, just mess up Earthling's development and position as much as possible, and it's worked so far. It's worked really well. Obviously, he's still got a 2-life Nilfheim, though, so at any point, all it takes is one of those attacks to go through, and then the whole game kind of folds. So both armies are on the edge, 2 life each side, but this game is not going to end when Q9 or Nilfheim goes down, because Mara Warriors are still on the board for both, and Rats in a Mara Warrior matchup love that, because Mara Warriors have a tough time killing Rats, and Rats can hold Wannock. They can engage Mara Warriors. There's water on the map, so even if he's got 2 Mara Warriors left, he can just regen them back. So I think the advantage is clearly in Ryguy's position, but he's got to be feeling pretty good. I mean, an Earthling, 2 life and 7 defense is better than 2 life and 4 defense. So, he's got to be feeling okay about Q9 as well. He's got to anticipate losing initiative here, though. But he can't. The thing with Ryguy is he can still go full order markers on green scales. I think he has to. He knows he gets turn 1. He's not going to lose all his green scales, so he knows he's got a turn 2. Turn 3, Ryguy could be safe and go Mara Warriors, but when you're going to win initiative with Dagmar, I don't think you make that play. Earthling, on the other hand, I think has to consider that. I think turn 1, he has to know he needs an order marker on Q9. Turn 2 is still probably warranted because he has to trust that 7 defense is going to hold up. It feels bad, but you kind of have to make that play to get back in it. If he can survive, Q9 giving you 2 full turns will probably clean up some greenies and maybe even Nilfheim if you get some good rolls. Third order marker, not Q9 though. It's got to be on the Mara Warriors. And if you're not going to put the first 2 on Q9, then you've got to put them on rats. And just get the rats engaged with Nilfheim. That said, you can only engage 1. Oh no, you can get 2. Ooh, that would be a big brain play. Or even a Marku order marker. There's no way Marku's dying. Oh, I bet that's what he's considering. Yeah, Q9 order marker, because you have to assume you're going to lose initiative. You lose initiative, what's happening? At the very least, Nilfheim's attacking, green scales go here. So Nilfheim's going to clear this rat and this guy, and maybe even the last Mara Warrior just because. Actually, yeah. If I'm Ryguy, you just step up 1, you attack the rat, and these 2, if you clear them, you engage with green scales. If you're Earthling... Oh, when they both roll 20 on initiative! Oh my gosh, Earthling's gotta be pissed. Oh, Earthling's gotta be so pissed. Oh, when your opponent has Dagmar and you roll a 20, you feel pretty good about your chances because you're like, you know what? That's the best I could have done. Oh, and then Ryguy goes and rolls a 20. Dang, that sucks. Okay, so if I'm Earthling, I think order marker 1's got to be a Marku. Because if you're Nilfheim, I think the play is you clear this, or you try to, and then your hope is that you've killed at least one of these 2, and then you engage with the green scales on Q9. I think that's pretty straightforward. There's really nothing you can do about the Marku order marker, though, because you're not going to be able to go here, one-shot him, and then get green scales to help clean him up if you don't one-shot him. So if I'm Earthling, though, that has to be the play, because you know that you're probably going to lose Dagmar, you're probably going to lose initiative, which means Q9's going to be sitting there for a turn. Your best opportunity at taking this game is getting a high efficient order marker, which is something that can't die, Marku, who has a pretty decent attack of 4 into a defense of 4 with 2 life. No guarantee to kill it, but still decent odds. And wow, okay, Ryguy opts to just be ballsy. If it fails and he doesn't kill Q9 here, though, Q9's got a pretty good shot at killing Nilfheim. So I mean, this engagement right here. This turn is going to decide the game, I think. Pretty good chances, 6v7, and then follow-up attacks by green scales. Well, no, 1 attack. Yeah, he's rethinking it. I don't think that's the play. I think as spicy as it is to think you can get an attack of 6 into an attack of a defense of 7 and get 2 wounds, you have to remember it's defense of 7, and your odds of rolling 2 or 3 skulls are pretty high. You're likely to roll 2 or 3 skulls, and at a 7 defense, on average you're going to roll at least 2 shields, if not more, right? So he's got really good chances of defending that attack of 6, and then the only engagement you get is this green scale. So I think you have to just opt to sit back with Nilfheim clear these and just engage with green scales, and then the next turn get the big whack in, or get, attack just a shard and then some green scale attacks. I think he's afraid of the Marku order marker sniping Nilfheim when he hasn't finished off Q9 though, because for example, if you finish off Q9 here and then it's a Marku order marker that finishes off Nilfheim, you feel pretty good about it because you're like, well, at least I've cleaned Q9. But it just it depends on how ballsy Earthling wanted to play it. He's got 3 order markers on Q9. I think that's the right play. But I'm really hoping his order marker 1 was on Marku. Okay, so he made the right play of targeting... Oh, the last target was Q9. Interesting. So he lost the Mara Warrior. Oh, that's the one he needed to lose. That's massive. And then 3 for 7. Yep. See, look at that. Really good defense. So now you engage with 2 green scales and you bring up the 3rd. Or do you stay on Dagmar? I don't know. I think you kill the Mara Warrior here, actually. You don't bother with Q9 because if you clear the Mara Warrior, you can spend... Even if you lose all your green scales in Nilfheim, your Mara Warriors can beat a 2-life Q9. 100%. Because you can triangulate and respawn in the water on the sides and then take heights and attack down on Q9. In an endgame state, that feels really good. Huh, he took an attack up into the Marku 2 for 2. Wow, his attacks with green scales unbuffed have been unreal. He's been getting so many 2 for 2s out of green scales. My gosh, green scales without buffs from Nilfheim have been bonkers, man. Golly, I can't believe this. Obviously the dice have to work out like that, but he's played impressively well. Ooh, Q9 could take 1 disengage and engage Nilfheim. You see that? He could rotate 1, 2, 3, take only 1 disengage, and then go for the Nilfheim snipe. Oh, that's spicy. Oh, that's so spicy. But that's only possible because he killed the last Mara Warrior. If he hadn't killed the last Mara Warrior, that play isn't even possible. But with 2 life left on Nilfheim and 1 life left and 2 life on Q9, it's a 50-50 shot, and you're still one life left. That's a very real possibility, especially because you just lost all your Mara Warriors, so you're in an endgame state where you're at a disadvantage. Yeah, he makes the play. I called it. Let's go. Oh, and he misses. Yes, let's go. I called it. Oh, I love it when I call these plays. It makes me so happy. Oh my gosh, what a play. And again, that's only possible because Ryguy killed the Mara Warrior. That's only possible because he killed the Mara Warrior. He didn't consider that the Mara Warrior was actually keeping Nilfheim safe. Oh, the last attack! Is it gonna blank? Oh, he blocks it. Oh, 1 life Nilfheim, 2 life Q9. Oh my gosh. Woo! Spicy. Hey, that feels pretty good. A disengage that didn't land, and you get 1 wound on Nilfheim, and you're engaged with Nilfheim, so you're basically forcing Nilfheim to stay. But now you are just in Ryguy's position. Now, yeah, you just swing for 6. You get 3 green scales engaged. All of them are buffed. So you're going to 6v7 and then 3 attacks of 3v7. Pretty decent odds at clearing that up. At which point, then it's just game. Because your opponent will still have a Nilfheim, Marku, and yeah, all of his Mara Warriors, yeah. And then it's just rats and, yeah, Marku, yeah, no. Unless his order marker 3 was on Marku, and then if Marku kills Nilfheim, then that gets interesting. But because he's got Mar... Whoa! 5 for 6! Let's go! Oh my gosh! Oh, let's go! GG's. I'm pretty sure he's going to call it. I don't think he can play that out. I mean, he's only got Marku, and now he's just going to engage Greenscales to Marku. I don't think he can play that out. I bet he's calling the GG there. Oh my gosh. That's got... yeah? I mean, I don't know. They're not... I hope they put in here if that's a GG. My guess is because he hasn't continued attacking and moving, maybe? Oh, okay, no, I guess they're still playing it out. I mean, if his order marker 3 is on Marku, he may just straight up disengage, kill Nilfheim, and then... who knows? He's still got some rats. Rats can lock stuff up. And he can heal by killing Greenscales. Problem is Mar Warriors still exist on the map, so... oh, turn 2 is on Q9. Ooh, feels bad. 5 out of 6 skulls, man. That'll crack the skin. I mean, it's funny though, because Q9's defense slowly decreased throughout the entire game. He rolled 7 for 9, 5 for 9, or yeah, was it 5 for 9? Yeah, 7 for 9, 5 for 9. I think it was 4 for 7 or something like that. So now 2 for 7. So yeah, it makes sense. Q9 was getting tired. He was getting beat up. But yeah, you kill Marku here and just finish the game. I mean, that's all he's got. The best he's got is an order marker 3 on Marku, so you just finish him off. You've got Mar Warriors. You don't even need to play it safe, to be honest. But he's been playing it safe the whole game, so no need to give Marku an opportunity. Just, of course, if I'm Marku, even if you get engaged by 3 Greenscales, you just take that disengage anyway, and you kill Nilfheim if you can. And 1 rat dies. Yeah, 1 rat dies. Okay. Wow, the rat he needed to die was the one engaged, so now he can engage with 4 figures. Jeez. Marku's going to be surrounded by 4 Greenscales. Oh, okay, never mind. He targeted the top one. Okay, that makes sense. I thought that's what he targeted as well, but I mean, it's still 3 engagements. He'll disengage and attack Nilfheim just for consolation prize, but yeah, this one's over. Oh man, golly, especially if he keeps rolling 2 for 2 on attacks, man. His Greenscales have been bonkers. Wow, a 3 for 3. And a 1 for 3? Yeah, this could be it. This could be game right here. And a 2 for 3. Why did he roll? Oh. He rolled better. Oh, because that guy's outside the aura. So he takes 2 wounds. Down to 2 life left, and if he blanks, it's game over. So I think we're going to see the GG here. Oh. That's interesting. No, he got 3 out of... Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know how they were calculating that. The first one he rolled 3 for 3 should have been 2 wounds, and then... I don't know. Whatever. They figured it out. Apparently Marku's still alive. Take 3 disengages. That's the only play. Kill Nilfheim, heal up, and hope you can survive after that. That's the only play. You've got 2 life left. Yeah, you just have to survive and kill Nilfheim. That's literally the only play. You don't stay there and keep attacking. You take 3 disengages and you kill Nilfheim. Because then it's 2 attack Greenscales, which can still kill Marku, don't get me wrong. But, your only way to win this game is by killing Nilfheim here. Killing a Greenscale doesn't do you any good. Unless he kills a Greenscale and then hopes to win initiative and then only take 2 disengages on a round 1 attack on Nilfheim, which actually is a decent play because then you might steal an order marker if the next round he tries to put it on Nilfheim. Or Greenscales. No, you wouldn't steal an order marker on Greenscales. I don't know. Yeah. I'd still disengage. The game's pretty much... I mean, he's got a full squad of Mar Warriors. Game's over. Yeah, you take the disengage. 3 disengages, you die here. And if you survive, then maybe you kill Nilfheim and you live on another day. But this is for game. One more. There it is. GG's. GG's. Oh, man, what a game. Holy cow. I did not expect Ryguy to play such an incredibly impressive game. That was a masterclass in Nilfheim play. Masterclass in Nilfheim play. And they better call it GG there, because I don't want to watch rats do anything. I'm sure, because they're on voice chat, so I think they probably are. I don't know. I hope they put in the chat here just to completely verify. But, yeah, this is a crazy, crazy game. When you think about the state of the game, you had Nilfheim and 2 squads of Greenscales. 2 squads. And he still has 4 of them on the board. He lost Raylan early, round 2. Round 2 he lost Raylan. And he only lost 2 Greenscales in Raylan. Like, that's bonkers to me. I mean, but that just proves just how strong Nilfheim and Quahan are. Like, Vichys, Nilfheim and Quahan are king. You know, well, king and queen. Right? Quahan, yeah, I think the class is queen. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Actually, no. Predator. Quahan's class is Predator. But, you know, whatever. Female dragon. Yeah. But, yeah, no, dragons are king in Vichys. I mean, obviously there's other armies that have won the Vichys events, but, you know, it kind of depends on format, right? But I think this format and then the format at ScapeCon, well, actually they were the same exact format, I believe, right? 420. Yeah, because I ran the same army, yeah. 455, 20 figure, yeah. I think that, yeah, this just proves that, you know, Nilfheim and Quahan are just so good. Like, pretty much untouchable, I'll be honest. When you can pull out a win against Rats, Q9, Marku, and Raylan with 2 squads of Greenscales and Nilfheim, I mean, obviously Raylan and Mara Warriors, whatever, you know, Marku, I mean, all those things contribute, right? But he had Raylan dead by round 2, which means he had 2 squads of Greenscales and Nilfheim clean up the board. I'm just like, you know what? Tip the hat, man. I lost to Ryguy twice, and I was convinced that I shouldn't have lost those games. I felt like I had a counter army to him, but I think this proves just how well he played this army. Right? This proves just how well he played the Nilfheim army. It was, like I said, it was a masterclass. He played this Nilfheim army, honestly, kind of perfectly. Like, there were plays that he made where I was sitting here questioning it, like, what is his plan? Like, what is he doing? And obviously the dice still have to work out so that your plan works out. But as I was looking at his positioning and as the dice kind of helped his decisions, right, when he makes certain kills, because that's your plan and then that works out, you start to begin to see, okay, when you're making the optimal play and the dice help you, then it gives you that much more of an advantage. And there were so many times when I questioned his decisions, when I said, I don't know about that. But because he was able to use the Greenscale so effectively to help wall off what Rats were doing and help, you know, just keep Nilfheim to limited engagements, man, he really showed his stuff. Now, my best performance in Vichys was going to the finals, and it's funny because that was, I think, Vichys 2, or maybe it was Vichys 1, actually. I can't remember. It was a few years ago. It was against Kevin Dola. And I had almost this exact same army, except it was an extra squad of Greenscales. It was 3 squads of Greenscales. Raylan, Mar Warriors, and I don't know if it was Marku, but Raylan, Mar Warriors. And then on the other side, Kevin Dola had, I think it was Spiders times 4, Quahan, and Raylan and Mar Warriors. And he won, and it was a really close game. I killed his Quahan, but then he killed my Nilfheim, and then his Mar Warriors, just mopped up the board. But the fact that the finals was Quahan versus Nilfheim was pretty awesome. And that tournament, Nilfheim did, similar things to this, like where the event was a lot of really cheesy stuff, and the cagey, pottiness of Nilfheim and Greenscales, backed by Raylan, is just so much defense, and it's so hard to get to Nilfheim. And if you really play it cagey and keep Nilfheim from engagements and take disengages when you need to, man, you can do some crazy stuff. And I'm just so highly impressed with Ryguy this tournament, and specifically this game. I think, Earthling made maybe, I don't even know if he made mistakes per se. Like, I'd have to go back and just look at it and see if there was any mistakes that I felt like gave Ryguy a clear advantage. But he got rid of Raylan early by targeting her down. That was smart. And that play where he moved back to his start zone, I felt like that. Like I was like, that was dumb. He should have taken a height and killed Nilfheim. But then looking at it again, think about how much time Ryguy had to spend trying to clean up the start zone and open up spots for the Greenscales to go. My only concern about that position was he boxed himself in. By being up here, sure, you box yourself in, but again, it was only a 2-life Nilfheim. So coming up onto this height to engage Nilfheim, getting either a big attack or 3 attacks of 4 to try and get that 1 wound, forcing Nilfheim to disengage, feels pretty good. But I still loved that play because it was still so hard for Ryguy to just keep him tied down. And so he had to play, he had to back off, kill some rats. He had to try and send in Greenscales to clean up some stuff. And it just made it a really interesting game, right? So I was very happy with how this played out. I think Earthling still played it really well. Ryguy, I think, just proved how good Nilfheim and Dragons are in the V-Cheese format, and I think it was just very, very clear. What's-his-face? Johnny Frisbee at ScapeCon proved just how good Quahan continues to be with Greenscales, not just with Spiders. He won with Raylan, 3 squads of Greenscales and Quahan, against like 5 squads of 4th Mass, 5 squads of 10th, and backed by Raylan multiple times during that event at EscapeCon. So the Dragon armies, man, are no joke. The way that they play is so tough to deal with, more so than other armies. The mobility plus the range plus just high stats, tough to crack. Really, really good stuff. Anyway, I've been talking for a minute here. Hopefully that was insightful and interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed that game. That was a really tight, close game, well played, and I was extremely happy with how that played out. Ryguy, congratulations, and sorry I didn't have faith in you. The Q9, man, Q9 gives us all PTSD, and I think you proved how it's done tonight. You proved what you can do, how to play it, how to bottom up the army, and just played Nilfheim the correct way. It was really, really cool to watch that. Really good game. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm gonna hop off. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys for watching and sticking around. We'll see you guys next time.